What is moksha? You see, throughout this body, throughout this life, we often hear of ways to attain the supreme. There are many techniques, there are many ways that have been taught to, realize God. And in all religions, there are taught these ways, whether that is prayer or meditation or service to others. These are taught as ways to attain the supreme. And when we devote ourselves to these techniques and devote ourselves to self-inquiry, we are on what we call the spiritual path. And this path eventually leads us to God, to the divine, in whatever form fits us. You see, when we realize our oneness with the divine, the final union is what is called moksha. And it's a Hindu term that represents the final union, the end of the cycle of life and death, samsara. We are born into many bodies, into many forms. You see, this body is a temporary shoe. It's like a tight shoe that our soul is wearing. And at death, we will take the shoe off. We will take off the veil of the body. And based on, our karma, what we need, what our soul needs to learn, we will likely be born again. Or if we are realized with the oneness, then we will not be born again. So, the death is definitely, the concept of death is very tricky. Because there is an attachment, right, to our families, to our friends. However, it has been taught time and time again that death is the removal of the veil. It brings us one step closer to the divine. It brings us one step closer to God, or, where we are walking, where we're going. Because all of us are going home. We are all able to achieve oneness with the divine. And death is a part of that process. There are techniques that have been taught in the Bhagavad Gita, for example. Sri Krishna tells us of the 4 yogas: love, knowledge, meditation, and service, essentially. And these 4 yogas are universal. I don't believe that they were ever meant to be just in Hinduism, just in Sanatana Dharma. I believe these are universal ways to attain the supreme. These 4 yogas cover all aspects. They cover, prayer as love, as bhakti, meditation, service to others for an atheist, for example. All of these ways just teach us to love, to know the oneness of the universe and to realize ourselves with it. So, some of these practices are taught as ways to realize that oneness and kind of speed up the process of moksha. There's many different figures thrown around about how many lives and how many deaths it takes to achieve moksha naturally. And I'm not sure. I don't know, right? Some people say 1,000,000 deaths, some people say 1,000. All I know is that by devoting ourselves to knowing the divine, we realize that, and we can realize that in this life. There's a divine path, there's a divine plan, and we are a part of that plan. And we have to trust that plan to guide us and open yourself up to receive its blessings. And, as long as we stay loving to one another, whether you're on a spiritual path or not, as long as we love and seek to know the truth, we are on the way home. And that is moksha. It is the initial unity, the final unity between yourself and God, or the universe, or Brahman, or the divine, whatever you want to call it. It is the initial union and the final union. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this video resonates with you. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe, comment, all of it. I'll see you all very soon.